I just recently had a first-time homebuyer come and want to talk to me about what it's like to buy a co-op and what kind of things can we come from in purchasing that co-op.
It's Gripe Session time with your host, George Wanaka.
It's about nothing.
Discussing everything from real estate, current events, a little bit of everything, and the annoying little things that just tick you off.
You can't handle the truth.
What? You didn't know?
Here's your host, George Wanaka.
Your ass better call somebody.
My name is George S. Wanaka. I am a local realtor right here in Staten Island, New York. And today's question is due to the fact that one of my first-time clients asked me about co-ops when it comes to Staten Island, New York, which is what we're going to talk about today. Now, a lot of people talk about co-ops, and you're talking about most of the time in Manhattan or the city. And there is a big difference in between the two of them. That's what we're going to discuss today. A lot of co-ops here in Staten Island have a lot of built-in fees and built-in amenities that are part of their association dues. Every co-op is different, and that the fact that some co-ops have certain restrictions as to what those fees are for. Some of them will do things like pay for heat, pay for hot water. So those charges might be a little bit more. Other ones may have limited fees, such as limited outside building maintenance. They do the grounds and things of that nature. They don't have a pool or any of that kind of stuff. So it's a very limited difference on the dues. Your local realtor should be able to get that information from the actual management company that administers to that cooperative apartment. So it's very important when choosing a realtor to make sure that your realtor does their due diligence and does their research on looking at cooperative apartments. Now, the other thing that cooperative apartments have is that the fact that any types of repairs or any types of improvements with specific co-op apartments, mind you, have to be done with the approval of a homeowners association or their board. Now, why is that different? Well, sometimes what ends up happening is these associations have different rules and regulations as to when this work can be done. Maybe they can only do work on certain days. Maybe you have to use approved contractors. There's a variety of different rules and regulations that apply to each individual one. Now, we can go through the co-op process because you have to be approved to actually own a co-op. So it's not just a normal real estate transaction, meaning you buy a piece of property, now you own that piece of property. Before you close on a cooperative apartment, you have to be approved by their association. Now, New York laws have a lot of very stringent things that go back and forth when it goes to co-ops. There's been laws having to do with co-op transparency and a lot of things of that nature. However, when people are looking at co-ops, most of the time, it's due to the fact that the co-ops are on the cheaper side of the real estate market. So a lot of people that are first getting started looking at the most affordable option for them looks at co-ops. But it doesn't mean it's sometimes the most affordable option. Well, sometimes their association dues or their management fees make owning a cooperative apartment more restrictive to people looking to an affordability conversation. So co-ops sometimes are less affordable due to the higher association dues. But if you start to factor in what's in those association dues, such as your heat, such as your hot water, some of those things are included, plus your taxes, sometimes it ends up balancing itself out. So that's a very, very important thing. More important than all of that, anybody looking at this type of real estate needs to make sure that your local professional that you're hiring knows the intricacies, will do the research, that they are not just depending on the listing agent's information, because sometimes that listing agent's information is wrong.
Thanks for listening to the Gripe Session. Please follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.